Some of the coolest whiskey being made right now. Where it's coming from really isn't new, but the finishes and combination of finishes can be stupid good. Today we are talking about Old Road Craft Spirits and their brand, Barrel King. And not only that, but also give you a chance to maybe score one of these bottles today. Stay tuned, it's the Mash and Drum. What is up, guys? I'm Jason C for the Mash and Drum, and welcome back to the show. Like, subscribe, do all the things you need to do to help grow the channel for 2023. Really appreciate it. So, Old Road Craft Spirits is located in Bourbon, Missouri. That's right. You'd think a town named Bourbon would actually be in Kentucky, but in the 1850s, as the Missouri Pacific Railroad started making its way down Old Wire Road through a new village, several railroad workers, as well as farmers and ranchers, were coming into the area. Then a man came along named Richard Turner, who established a general store to meet the needs of the visitors and growing community, and soon started importing barrels of bourbon. He placed a bourbon barrel outside the store, and it didn't take long before all the railroad workers called the village Bourbon, and the name stuck. Old Road was started by Jared and Rachel Record. Jared found his passion for bourbon in 2017 and explored every brand and mash bill he could find in bottles ranging from $20 all the way to $2,000. Started networking with other bourbon lovers and discovered an interest in finished bourbon. Jared really sees finishing bourbon as an art form, and he likes to pair the tasting notes from the base whiskey to the flavor profiles of the finishing barrels. Since then, Jared searches for, secures both bourbon and rye whiskey to either bottle straight or finish them in other barrels he finds to experiment with. Now, the difference here, guys, is that these aren't just finishing barrels, like toasted releases, port, or honey, even though they have done those. Under the Barrel King name, Jared has utilized a base of MGP bourbon finished in Stagg, Willett, and even Weller 107 barrels, not to mention combinations of both.
So beautiful.
What's also great is that Barrel King is transparent. They tell you exactly what's in the bottle, where it's sourced from, what the finish is, and in today's time, that's really all you can ask for. So what I'm trying today is a 7-year MGP bourbon finished twice, once in a Stagg Junior barrel and once in a Willett Family Estate bourbon barrel. The proof is 119, and this was selected by a new cigar brand called Griffin Dave. Basically, these guys love pairing whiskey and cigars and believe they are releasing 3 to 5 blends a year. And I think they're gonna plan to launch a regular production cigar later in 2023. That will be available at select retailers. Now, if this bourbon is as good as it sounds, I'll tell you exactly where you guys could get one. All right, so you hear Stagg and Willett, and then you're kind of like, how is that combination gonna work? Plus you have all the flavors from an MGP bourbon. Some of the ones that I've had from Barrel King, like these right here, have been really unique, really different. Haven't really tasted anything like it. And I think that's what you kind of look for nowadays, is just something unique, but also delicious, not just unique for the sake of being unique. So here we go. Oh man, I actually can smell the Stagg right away. Cherry cordial all day long. Cherry chocolate candies. Oh, so much cherry to me. Good punch of caramel, obviously. It's basically Cherry Garcia in a glass. Cherry Garcia ice cream. You have like the chocolate chips, the heavy vanilla, the cherry, all kind of coming together here. I'm trying to like pick up the Willett. I don't drink a lot of Willett, you know, because I'm just not willing to pay the high prices that Willett commands for their bourbons. I've never had a Willett that's been younger than like 10 years old that I've really enjoyed. I don't know, maybe I've just had the wrong single barrels, but I mean, I feel like Willett gets really good at higher ages, but I am not willing to pay the prices that Willett commands. So this is kind of a nice way to try some Willett if you can't, you know, you don't want to pay for the high price of the bottles. But yeah, this is just all chocolate cherry. It's pretty damn good. All right, let's give it a go. So this really starts off to me like an MGP. Like that cinnamon graham cracker, like Teddy Grahams. As soon as it hits mid-palate, it goes into sweet, it goes into savory. I think the Stagg finish in here really kind of blossoms right in the mid-palate. I think you get a lot of that cherry. But on the back end, I think it's the Willett. At least I think it is. I get a lot of spice, a lot of savory on the back part of this whiskey as well. That's interesting. It really kind of, very creamy mouthfeel. The one thing I will say about Barrel King is anything I've tried, I think Jared really knows how to kind of combine some different barrels to give you a good viscosity on the whiskeys. So that sip, it shifted a little bit for me. That sip, I felt like I got more of the spicy, the savory parts up front, but the back was just all like Luxardo cherry syrup on the back end of that. Man, this is 119 proof. This finish is the best part of this whiskey. The finish is absolutely, I mean, there's some good flavors up front. I think it's mostly that 7-year-old MGP that you taste. A little bit of that spice, I think, from the Willett is there. A little bit of the savory characteristics. There's some orange in there, a little bit of citrus. But man, as it works its way back, it just hits you with a ton of vanilla and Luxardo cherry syrup. Now, I've tried a couple of different Barrel Kings, one with just Stagg finishes, one with just Willett, but combining them was something I was really interested in trying. I think the Stagg has penetrated the Willett. The Stagg is just that cherry cordial, like candy. It's just all over this. It is really good, but I think the sneaky best part of this is the viscosity of it. Just really great stuff. And if you guys have ever, if any of you have never met Jared and his wife over at Barrel King, they're absolutely fantastic folks. So I definitely want to do a video on them to support them. And some of the stuff that they're doing is just, pretty exceptional. So good people, good bourbon. And if this sounds that good to you, I'll tell you how to get one. Down in the description, there is a link and password to access this bottle. Now, keep in mind, this bourbon is bundled with a 5-pack of Griffin Dave's custom 1202 cigars, which is dense, rich in flavor. The bourbon was specifically selected to have with these cigars, and the bundle is, I think, about $200. You can't buy them separate, so if you like pairing whiskey and cigars, this is a cool opportunity not only to get a really unique whiskey, but to also get some cigars. And if you don't smoke cigars, at least you can buy the bundle, maybe give the cigars to someone else, keep the whiskey. Either way, it's a killer bourbon. Also, if you're just more interested in their bourbon, you could become a member of their club and get access to these bottles each and every month. So just a couple of options if you're interested in trying more stuff from Barrel King. I mean, where else are you gonna taste something that's finished in Stagg and Willett together? Pretty unique. And if you like cherry, this thing's an absolute hitter. All right, guys, well, hope you enjoyed this video on Barrel King. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit subscribe below. Please hit the like button. If you have yet, find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter. I really do think they're making really great, unique whiskey, and I just love the transparency. So that's all you can ask for, especially when you have all these different finishes. So cheers, go check them out. Go grab one of these, and as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers. See you next time right here on The Mash and Drum. Take care, everybody.